In 1 year, approximately 1 year, the GoGoNet social network has reached approximately just a little bit over 34,000 members. And I think what that says is that there's a real thirst, or there's a real need for IPv6 knowledge. Now, IPv6 knowledge is a little bit different than IPv6 information. Obviously, it's very simple to Google IPv6 on the internet, pull out information, but what is difficult is knowledge. Knowledge is learned, and knowledge only comes from really 3 different places. Either you learn it when you go to some sort of formalized training, or you learn it in school. You have it because you've done something in the past with your own experience, or you learn it from others. So there's a real knowledge deficit around IPv6 right now, because generally the network engineers did not learn it in school, and they've not worked with it. So we created GoGoNet social network as a mechanism to communicate, just a very efficient tool to communicate among professionals to share this knowledge. And that's the same reason why we created GoGoNet Live, just a live version of the social network, to try to bring people together to share their knowledge on IPv6. I think we're just scratching the surface of the benefits of mashing up a social network with a conference. A conference is generally a one-way communication, and what we're trying to do, and again, it's just baby steps, but what we're trying to do with GoGoNet and GoGoNet Live is, by putting everybody on the social network, is try to change the communication model from a one unidirectional broadcast model to a bidirectional interactive model. By putting the presenters and everybody in the conference up on the social network, you can then make contact with them before, during, after, meet them at the show here, and then continue the conversation afterward over the social network. So among us over the next couple days are some of the most experienced IPv6 experts in the world. So take the opportunity to make the contact and then continue the contact using GoGoNet Live, or GoGoNet throughout the year. The focus for our conference is on what I'm calling the discontinuity event. For those that have been in the IPv6 world for many years, and there are quite a few of us in the audience here, we've all been waiting for this killer application. And we fantasized this killer application would accelerate the adoption of IPv6, bring it in advance. But you know what? That killer application, as it turns out, is really just the internet, or more specifically, is internet continuity. So what's very important now, if that is the case, is that we focus on when that continuity will break, hence the discontinuity event, and that is when the IPv4 addresses are depleted. We now believe that it'll be this depletion that'll be the tipping point in the galvanizing event that will usher in IPv6 in a large way. So today's conference, starting out in the morning, will be focusing on this discontinuity event. We want to focus very specifically on the mechanisms on address depletion. What are the policies? What are the procedures? How are the addresses going to be depleted? So starting out the conference will be Bill Hinden. Bill is one of the inventors of IPv6, the original RFC for IPv6. And then we're going to move into the specifics of this discontinuity event. So Elise Gurwitch will be speaking. She's the vice president of IANA. Will be speaking from an IANA point of view on how addresses are depleted. John Curran, who is not yet here, the president of ARIN, will be speaking from an IR point of view of, again, this process of depletion. Then following that, this will describe kind of the how, the what, and the where of this discontinuity event. Then we're going to speak about the when. So we have two experts, worldwide experts, Tony Hain from Cisco and Stefan Lagerholm from Secure64, who will get together and they've been working on these models, Tony longer than Stefan, I believe, but working on these models on trying to estimate when the addresses will be depleted. After that, Dave Ward, CTO of the infrastructure group at Juniper, will be talking about living in a heterogeneous IPv4 and IPv6 world. Unfortunately, due to some, I guess, personal circumstances, Vince Cerf is not able to be here in person. Therefore, he has created a video. It's a provocative video that touches on some of the most, I guess, important issues of IPv6 today. And so we're going to bring back all the early presenters, all the keynote presenters, and then I'm going to moderate a couple questions and we'll open it up to the audience. After lunch, we're going to move into functional and more practical presentations on what you should be doing in advance of the discontinuity event, the IPv4 depletion, and then what you should be doing post the discontinuity event. We're going to end the day in the other room, and the other room also serves as a lounge if you want to just have somewhere to sit or talk. There's a few tables in there and couches and so forth, but we're going to end the day with a reception put on by Juniper where we'll all relax, have some drinks, have some food, and then hopefully make these connections I was talking about earlier. The following day, tomorrow, we're going to start the morning off with vendor presentations because everything we're going to talk today has to be implemented in some way. So some of the vendors that you'll be using to implement IPv6 will come in, talk about their products and their short-term roadmaps. And then after that, we have a number of excellent presentations on what we're calling best practice case studies. So learning from these pioneers who have already done IPv6. So enjoy the conference, learn from the conference, and with that I'm going to introduce Latif Ladid. He is the president of the IPv6 Forum, and he's going to talk a few moments and then introduce Bob Hinden. Thank you.